Wars is for everyone.
For everyone.
For everyone.
For everyone.
For everyone.
Star Wars is for everyone! And that's okay.
I was going to say that this has gotten unimaginably cringe a long time ago, but with every new episode of The Acolyte, it actually gets far worse than you could possibly have imagined. The budget for this show was nearly $200 million. That means an average per episode budget of somewhere around $25 million. And for $25 million, you really couldn't hire one or two Reddit lore buffs, one or two Reddit lore nerds to sit on set in the writer's room and be like, actually, this is, this is what they're for. This is what they've been training their whole life for. Yet you decide you don't care about lore, and you put out what is an unimaginably bad episode. Now, I will say episode 5, from a review perspective, from a standalone episode perspective, isn't anywhere near the worst episode of the show. It isn't. But that's like saying you're the smartest kid on the short bus. I mean, the show still remains at a 13% Rotten Tomatoes score, and there is some legendary levels of lore dismissal in this episode, but also a hilarious woke backfire happened. So one of these, what would you call them? Star Wars super fans, ones that are always talking about Chuds and always, for whatever reason, I'm sure it's just a coincidence, are always far left leaning. Okay. They put out a trailer that was so unimaginably cringe that they were getting ruthlessly made fun of. But then, more hilarious than that, it wasn't woke enough, so they deleted it and apologized. I'm not kidding. I mean, if you look at just part of this. So it's like, oh, we stand in whatever, blah, 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 blah. We stand against, it matters what side you choose, even if there will be more light than darkness, even if there can be no more joy. In the galaxy, there is pain. And in this video, which I want to probably mute because I doubt they used, approved music. But for every action we take, every word we speak, every life we touch, it matters. Qui-Gon Gang. So they put this sad music, and it's like a bunch of dorks saying, Star Wars is for everyone. Star Wars is for everyone. Star Wars. Okay, right? So that's what the video is. A bunch of people just saying, when someone attacks you, oh, we're so woke. We're Star Wars for everyone. They all read this unimaginably cringe episode or script. Well, guess what happened? They were forced to delete it because it didn't feature enough women of color. And not only that, apologize. I was responsible for the rolling out of the initial invitation to be part of the video. It was an oversight that the final video didn't include, quote, full representation of the entire fandom. The message remains, but loses impact if everyone isn't represented. Always room to... Imagine living your life like this groveling... imagine. I'm sorry, we didn't have a woman of color. We did have multiple POC in that video, multiple genders, and multiple bedfellows. We are all a minority and all being targeted. And then, of course, you realize that it's okay to have multiple, right? What part of woman in color are you missing? Keep focusing on men of color. I mean, imagine being this insufferable, this, just living your life in a way that is so desperate to be seen as somebody who is less than, right? That's the thing. They're not upset because they weren't represented. They're upset because they couldn't say that they were also, that they were also facing mean words. Some of the stuff in this show is so unimaginably cringe from this latest episode. We can see the power of haircuts. You see the comments. That acting is so cringe. Don't think, just consume. Hey, her, with this haircut, I'll fool them all. Jedi Master sniffs hair. Does anyone smell burned hair? Melody Mac. Lol, oh my God, so cringe. Holy smokes. I thought she'd take... I mean, by the way, it is a lightsaber that's hot enough to go through blast doors 3 inches from her face. But let's not forget about that. Let's see what happens here. So we have... they're very big sad. Okay, I'm so sad. But here's what I'm going to do. Stone face. I'm going to put this lightsaber a centimeter from my face. And I'm going to cut my hair. Oh, golly. Ooh, that was so cool. That was so cool. And wokeness, right? Star Wars fans, we just want good plots and intense fighting scenes. Disney, okay, here's a diverse LGBTQ girl boss getting a lightsaber haircut. 25,000 likes. Apparently, if it misses vitals, it cauterizes everything, it'll be fine. So, of course, you had essentially, I don't even want to get into it, but an insanely, like the passage of time and skill are so insane. There's one thing that I want to, one tweet that put it really good. I want to give them credit for it because, I need to do better about that. But like here, Shad writes from Shadiversity. The Acolyte episode 5 doesn't understand power scaling at all, which is crucial if you want consistency and investment in a fight. An inexperienced Padawan holding her own against a powerful Sith that just murked 5 fully trained Jedi Knights with ease. That's what you were seeing there. Here, this is another one. This is Master nepotism. She's the most powerful Jedi in the Acolyte and their leader. She is also now the first Jedi to use a purple lightsaber. Sorry, Mace Windu. And a lightsaber whip. Who cast such a prestigious role? Who was cast in such a prestigious role? Leslie Headland, the showrunner's wife, of course. 10,000 likes. I mean, the insanity of, here. Can someone explain this to me? Monday, practicing with sticks. Tuesday, dual wielding against the Sith. Well, I can explain it to you. Anything, here, look, there you go. Somebody replied right below it. Anything is possible when the Force is female. I mean, it doesn't. The writing is so bad for this show. It's insane. Don't you know that she's a strong female character? She can do anything. She can even rival Duel of the Fates. The best Major League Baseball hitters in the world still hit off the tee every single day. It's called practice. I fought at an international level in Taekwondo. On a Monday, you would fight me doing basic stuff like every other person in the class. Experienced fighters would still practice fundamentals. In fact, in weapons training, something I also do. We do more. I mean, the Jedi do nothing but train. It's very believable that she'd be skilled with the blade. What? She barely trained, and then suddenly she's dual wielding lightsabers. And by the way, holding her own against a Sith, right? By the way, someone that shouldn't have existed according to their own lore. You see Star Wars affiliation, Sith. And you see this, Nerdrotics put, I'm trying to find the Nerdrotics tweet here. Yeah. I guess the Sith haven't been extinct for a millennium, even though that's what they said in the show. That's what they say, impossible. Star Wars has been extinct for a millennium, Jedi Master. Cool Adi Mundi. The real Sith were the friends we met along the way. I knew it. Disney just tore apart the lore for Star Wars. That's impossible. The Sith have been extinct for a millennium, except for that incident a few decades back that we don't talk about. Other than that, completely extinct. I mean, like, it's so hilarious. This is any predictions on what excuses Cope there will be this week? So over the last week, after breaking lore in episode 4, all the Disney shills have said he wasn't even confirmed a Sith, and not everyone with a red lightsaber is a Sith. Well, now what? You know, and then you see Star Wars theory. May went from "we are sisters, we are one under the stars" to "I'll end you" to training 16 years to avenge her sister by ending Jedi Masters, and then turning on her master after she said 16 years after a long hike to be with her sister, and then telling him he's going to turn herself into Soul and the Jedi, to running away at every chance she could to protect her sister against their master, to then hugging her sister, then saying "let's be together," then turning on her sister once again by knocking her out to Dawn. And it's like, this level of wishy-washiness is insane. I just don't think the writer knows anything about the character wants to do. I mean, Wall Street Silver hits him with the typical woman. I mean, they're just making it up as they go along. And the whole thing, by the way, also, they have this medal that disables lightsabers. The way it's a lightsaber is implemented and using the Acolyte is terrible. If it's that effective, then way more bad guys would be using it. If it was like that in the EU, then that's also stupid. You know, the cope is that it's both rare and extremely difficult to find. Yeah, why didn't Darth Vader have it? You know, this favorite medal, you know, so yeah, it's not stupid at all. I'm surprised Darth Vader didn't have it. So in this, he's wearing a helmet. The Sith guy's wearing a helmet that disables lightsabers, and he literally just headbutts lights. Look at that. Just headbutts lightsabers. He's like headbutting lightsabers. You know, like, I mean, like, yeah, I would say a lot of the complaints this week are, some of them are big and some of them are a little bit more nitpicky. You know, this person does not survive this encounter, but they did stand for plenty a long time after, you know, losing their backbone. It's just, the Acolyte just isn't for Star Wars fans. It just isn't. It's for, you know, new people who have never seen a single Star Wars before. And you know what? They can have it. All 500 people who are still interested in whatever this is, you know, I don't really know what to tell you. You know, the whole thing is embarrassing for Star Wars. It's embarrassing for Star Wars fans. And I truly do feel bad for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. And we'll talk to you again real soon.